And on that same token, let's see if you give me some, get into your relationship coach bag real quick. So me and a girl was having a conversation recently, and I realized, so I ain't gonna lie, in this conversation slash argument, I realized in real time, like, I kind of see the solution. I could really articulate this in a certain manner to be like more conducive to like progressive and shit like that. But I was like, I'm burnt out. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's like I just don't got it for you. Like, it's like I can see the path, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, so I ain't gonna lie. I was not productive or progressive in the conversation. However, what I realized in it was like, our, love language is always a conversation, whatever. And I realized in this situation, what was underneath everything was we had different natural expressions of love language. So, for instance, the conversation was based around like whenever she's going through things, like you said, women pour onto their man and shit like that. Yeah. We got to deal with it, process it, all this type of shit, whatever. All right, this over here. All right, cool. This happened. All right, I got it. I'm good. I'm standing. I got it. Not forget about our own life and our own shit going on, whatever.
Put yours in the front.
Right. So I feel like when women if a woman does that, and let's say she's going through a down period, whatever it may be, whatever, how I am typically, even in the past in general, is like, it's not, how I naturally approach that is like, all right, cool. I'm just going to continue to take things off your plate, whatever. I'm going, all right, cool. So I'll do this, don't worry about this, whatever. If we say you're going to do that, don't worry about it. I got that. So I'm trying to like give you space to breathe. I'm not even trying to approach to resolve it. I feel I also ran into those roadblocks before where I'm like, all right, this is gonna fix this. Don't worry about it. Right. Don't try to fix it. I just want to go through the process. All right, so I try to do that all the time. All right, I'm gonna give you space to breathe. I'm gonna do this, and I feel that's like my natural act of service type thing. Yeah. Kind of my type of person or my type of language is if I'm ever going through anything, I'm just annoyed or stressed out or whatever. The minute someone say, "Yo, this already done," oh, it's done. You don't got. I appreciate that. So I automatically go in that way when I'm expressing or projecting because like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do this for you. I'm gonna do that. Don't worry about it, whatever. And she was saying, but no, I just need you to like kind of come to me and do this more poor. I'm like, okay. And when I said to her, I'm like, but do you think it's kind of just a lot to ask if the energy in the space can just be like kind of consuming because you're going through something and I can't allow myself to be brought down. Yeah. I gotta stay up while trying to bring you up too. Yeah. And I think it's sometimes a little more complicated than I think that she will let on or whatever. Cause like, what you mean? Just let me pour into you. You stay up and then bring me up and then continue to do. It's like that could just be a lot of time. And I feel like that's like kind of like a. I'm gonna see that, but I'm gonna continue on that thought. But any thoughts so far about that?
So I'm trying to make out so is in the end all be all, is she upset because you're trying to bring her up?
That I'm not doing it enough. And I was saying, but what about this I did?
So
this
I'm saying like she wants you to pour into her to lift her spirits essentially.
I suppose, yeah.
So when you say my thoughts, what do you
just have you ever went through that? Any thoughts about that? The idea of people, and it could be man or woman, the idea when someone's going through their own trials and tribulations, mentally, emotionally, whatever, and the effects of that on the partner. I feel that's one thing that kind of goes unspoken. Like,
you saying like she's going through it, but you're just like staying like in your bubble essentially.
Not staying in my bubble, but just the person on the other end has to deal with that while going through their own shit, and then like just
so I feel like
navigate around that. Like so, and the conversation was like, so we're not in sync because one person isn't their best self, but this being in sync can never stop though, because then this person gets more affected by or gets more bothered. Oh, how we're not in sync is like, oh, we're not in sync because you're going through something right now. But it's like, but that shouldn't affect us being in sync though. It's like,
I mean, it would because we're not going to be. We vibe off frequency, so if we on two different frequencies, we're not going to be in sync.
Right.
But in a nutshell, I feel like I go through that naturally on a daily where I feel like I'm always pouring into my girl in that way because I feel like she will dump all of her issues onto me to the point where like I be having to tell her like in terms of like just the timing of it. Like, listen, like I'm here for you. I'm always down to talk. Like I enjoy being that person, but you know I gotta focus. I gotta go film. Like like if it's not dire, it could wait an hour. I'm like I know because she get so riled up. She want to call me immediately. It's like yo. This could have waited an hour. Like, think if you could consider what I might be about to do before you unload, because I can create the capacity to take on everything that you got going on because I position myself to be that. But the timing of it matters. So it's like, at least on your end, ask yourself, damn, before I unload this on him, let me at least think that what he's about to do. Or he at his desk, he on a call. Let me not text him this. Like, let me not. So it's like, that'd be my thing with it. But as far as in, like, I never not address it because I feel like that's a part of being a man in my relationship, where it's like I don't really look to her to solve my problems at all, but I create the space to solve hers because I expect them. No different than when my kids call me, Dad, what's that? And it's like all right, cool. Like I'm here, I'm going to do that. But you know, as far as in like it making us out of sync, I had to learn like that, all right, cool. I've been on that. I'm not letting her mood bring me down. She said all the time, oh, you could, we even though we have an argument and it won't affect your whole day. Sure the fuck not about to affect my whole day.
For sure.
I'm not allowing it. Oh yeah, but I be allowing it to affect my whole day. The key word, you be allowing it to affect your day.
Personal problem.
I'm not allowing it to affect, just because I don't allow it to affect my whole day don't mean I'm not affected by it.
Right.
It just means that I'm going to compartmentalize. I'm going to park that thought here because it's not about to carry with me outside of this house. And when I come back, I'll pick it back up and we can pick off where we left off. But I'm not about to go through this space all day because you're in this space. You're alone. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm the king of compartmentalizing in that regard. Like I done had many arguments in my life.
Before, did I answer your question though? Because I feel like you gave me minimal details. Like I felt like you was like,
that's good. We have a conversation.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm the king of compartmentalizing things, and like I can have, and I'm also the king of like you're dead to me. And it's like
die on the hill.
Yeah, we will not talk, and you don't exist to me till further notice. And I will come outside, come do a show, go to my mom's house, go to take my daughter to the park, do all type of shit, whatever. No one even know what's going on, whatever. So I get back in the house, I'm not even gonna pick it back up. Walk over it. Okay, cool. Still dead to me, and this and that. Now I will say,
you put your fiance on your fuck you forever list.
Absolutely. Yeah, she might have started.
I would love to hear these vowels at the way.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I've gotten better with it in recent years. Where it's like, all right, cool. You don't need to be dead to me for like 7 days. Like, okay, cool.
I think the problem could be dead, but I'm gonna say the reason I say that is because it's like, and this is what I had to catch myself even with the kids. I can never ever come down to match their level of frustration. No matter how frustrated they get me, I have to catch myself before I get frustrated and remember that they are kids. Now,
and
I'm
women
still
are kids.
Very much alike in a lot of capacity.
According to Ricky.
When you're a protector and a provider. When you're a protector and a provider, the dynamic is very much similar. But I'm still working, like literally I remind myself of that in my relationship. Like where it's like, all right, you know what? No, I'm not gonna get frustrated here. Because it gets frustrating when you constantly trying to explain yourself and express yourself. And it's like, you know, we only explain ourselves when we care. Because the moment we don't give a fuck, I'm not explaining nothing. And I even tell her, I'm like, I'm only trying to correct you because I care. And it was funny because I stumbled across a video saying like, yo, men only correct things that they care about. And I'm like, 100%. Like I just said that to my girl. Like I'm only trying to correct you because I care. If I did not give up, there's millions of women I encountered that I gave two shits about. I didn't give a fuck what was going on with it. Like that's your life, but because you're associated with me and I'm your leader
for the future,
and I have to foresee everything, I have to make these corrections. And I'm not trying to say that this criticism is constructive, not destructive. I'm not trying to tear you down just to tear you down. I'm trying to tear down what doesn't work to build up what does.
And I feel like, damn, I just lost it. How about this? I tell my girl, I've told my girl plenty of times also in the past where it's like, you do realize I only argue with you in my life, right? Nobody else I argue. I don't have arguments with people.
You don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like, and anybody I have to argue with, they're literally dead to me. It's like anybody that's not just a part of my peace of mind or bringing joy or just something worthy in my life. Why the fuck would you be in my life? Whatever.
Right.
Only you. Like, so it's like, so when the shit shouldn't even be arguing. Should you be like, yo, let's kind of work. But again, I understand because it is.
So are you stubborn in your relationship?
Some people would say that. I just call it an account manager. I just hold accountability to the T.
What you mean though? Because if you going to high step over a problem,
that's not being stubborn. That's just like matching energy, or meeting energy where it's at.
So all right. So let me ask you this: like,
some would call it that. I can't dispute that.
Do you think you cannot match energy? Like, do you ever think you could be the bigger person?
Say the question again.
What the fuck? Nigga had a fucking a blank out. Do you think you can be the bigger person?
Do I think I could be the bigger person?
Yo, you know, this remind me of when you ask a woman about accountability. That's exactly how he reacting right now. Do I think I could be the bigger person? You could be the bigger person.
I do be. I think I am often the bigger person. I am often the bigger person.
Nigga is having a fucking
stroke. I think I